Hi everybody, this is Miss Dupree again on the second segment of providing information from the Instructional Coach at Alex Sanger. Miss Arreguin shared many videos where she is demonstrating her work in action and the expectations that she provides at schools. One of them, as we can see here, is going to be a meeting or a professional development that she's describing to the teachers, the expectations, and she's going into detail. So we'll watch her for a little while on this part.
And now I'm going to go ahead and briefly explain what that will mean for this year. And don't you worry, we will be getting more information from Mr. Merritt and Ms. Boborn for our full staff PD later on this week. But let's get started. Okay, professional learning communities. Here we are. 'Tis the season of 1,000 things being opened. Okay. So this will be the video that you'll be clicking so you can check this out. All right, so PLCs. So PLC stands for Professional Learning Communities, and it will help facilitate the improvement in teaching and learning through the sharing of instructional and data-focused practices. So for context, this is going to be done with your content teams. They will be vertically aligned, so you'll be able to collaborate. It will be done in our grade level bands, so for example, K2.
So we could see here that Ms. Arreguin has provided a PowerPoint, and in her PowerPoint, she's discussing through the whole PowerPoint the expectations of the teachers, the expectations of providing intel of how you are supposed to engage during your planning period, and then also explaining that Mr. Merritt and Ms. Wilburn, which are the assistant principals, will also provide more information as far as any other things that they expect from the teachers. Also, just going through the PowerPoint so we can see her in as she's going through it, discussing most of the information in the PowerPoint.
PLC, it just depends on what the focus will be. You will have a scripted lesson objective. This will be important because the lesson that you're picking is a lesson that, or a TEK that you're struggling with. So this is your couple of example PLC materials of things that we'll produce.
In her PowerPoints, she also provides examples and models what we need to provide in our planning periods or PLCs that we have, or if they're vertical alignments. She provides descriptors in there. In the meeting, she's also explaining how they want everything to look. So when she says when she begins to make the videos, she has to provide all the information that administrators want her to. So as an administrator, I've learned that the instructional coach and the administrator are working together to provide teachers with support in every area needed. They gather intel together or data, and that data is where what she uses to allow her to assist teachers. So once again, in this professional development, she's explaining what the administrators are expectations are of teachers when they're gathered together during their PLCs. And she provides all that information during this professional development. Now, if we go ahead and move forward to another professional development that she has made for us, if you just give me a second and I'll grab that. The next video that she provided is for Sanger reading language Nearpod training. So she has created a training for teachers that need support in learning how to do their virtual teaching. So she has also made videos that have information to train teachers for certain applications that allow them to learn how to use the internet or virtual teaching and learning for students. So she provided this one. And then, so the instructional coach, as we can see, has many roles to teach. So some data trackers that she was informing us that they use for the schools, she provides data trackers for them. She creates them and shares them with teachers that are having a difficult time with technology. Again, um, she goes in and explains all this information so teachers are well equipped to use the information. So when teachers go with the administrators and meet during their meetings, they're able to share how they use the data tracker. And this would be for their class, the data tracker. Another data tracker that was used that she was showing tracking our success. So this is another tracker that she created for the third grade teacher that didn't understand how to use a data tracker or make one. This would be an example of something that an instructional coach might model and assist the teacher to show growth on how she can keep track of her students' success. And then when once time goes on, she said that the administrator is able to see that now the teacher with time knows how to use and explain her data tracker. Another one that she showed was just many data trackers that she has to embed. This again, we're talking about what's expected of an instructional coach on, working with the administrator. She has to, for some, here's another one that was made. Um, and this is Sanger content, learning goals, success, and criteria for the demonstration of learning. Um, this one that she made, let's find the volume.
I can't apply this to pre-K and K, but actually you can. And you all have actually done this already in our observations where you are using success criteria for your seesaw work, and that's how you're checking their work. So, for example, for your success criteria, if you're working on identifying the setting, I can find the setting of a story. Or I can, if you're just going with basics, I can write my first name. Or I can identify letter A. Whatever it is, you can find that success criteria. Okay? Same thing with this. Definitely read through it. I thought it was really helpful. Again, you all are using, so if we're ever in those situations, we know what we can do. And
So another thing that she explains to teachers as part of her job is explaining the TEI. The TEI rubric is a score that teachers' performance is measured with, and the Dallas Independent School District strictly abides by the TEI scorecard. So Miss Arreguin, the instructional coach, another position that she holds is being an expert at TEI information. So she created again another PowerPoint that assists teachers with learning to use the domains that we have, which are expectations of a teacher to be able to show growth. And the TI rubric counts all those points, measures your growth of students' success, and then your allotted points, those points are gathered, and the next following year, you use the scorecard to determine if you're going to move forward to the next block to um, increase your salary. So another position that Ms. Arreguin pushes forward is being a TI expert. And this she brings back to the campus, provides a PowerPoint, and she shares it with the whole staff, including administrators, as part of her position. And she goes into detail explaining all of this part of the TI. I'm just overwhelmed by all the things that she provides for the campus. Now, she did make a video for fifth grade through fourth grade through eighth grade. Now, this is a PLC.
This is going to be our content PLC meeting for today, and we're going to do it asynchronously. Here we go. All right, so just a heads up and just a review of what we're going to be looking for this week and next week is that we need to have all lesson plans posted in Google Drive. I know you guys are working on them, and I know a lot of times you're sharing plans, but just going through our folders, I'm having a hard time seeing week 5, week 6. So for next week, please have it clearly labeled week 6. Again, just think of it as what you would do normally.
So right here, she's been explaining to teachers a PLC on the lesson plans. All the lessons are uploaded to the Google Drive now. They've been doing that for 3 years now at the Dallas Independent School District. So administrators go to the Google Drive that you're shared with, and this Google Drive that is shared with, you're able to go to your Google Drive, you open it up, and these shared drives. So the school shared their drive with me, which is Sanger. When I click on Sanger, the principal is able to go in here and has all these folders. And these specific folders, everything is uploaded, and the principal goes into the folders, and everybody has to go to their grade level, then from their grade level to their content. Then from their content, they upload exemplars of tests, they upload data trackers, they upload, and now again, all these folders are provided by the instructional coach that is provided information by the principals. So again, this is all from one step to the next step, all the way brought down to teachers of providing all this information. So the principals are able to track the data from the students. One thing that was also made was shared drive. So she provides all this information, and then once all this has been shared, the principal, which is Mr. Martinez, I don't know if you can see that right there, the principal is able to just go in and see that the instructional coach has provided all these folders for all the teachers. And once everything is uploaded, um, the principal's able to go and see everything more easily. Everything's organized in folders. So she was telling me that she also has to meet back with the principals and make sure that she's providing information as far as they're doing. I've provided the folders, the teachers have been informed, and then she goes back and makes sure that she's sending emails to the teachers and keeping track of teachers inputting everything into their Google Drives. So I believe an instructional coach has many positions, or many, how can I say this? She has a lot of information that she has to provide to the leadership role. She also made here another video, and in this video,
but please link them here so that way when we check your work next week, it's really accessible. Again, it's just because we're not seeing these things posted in Google Drive, so it's really hard to see what you're working with and what's guiding your instruction.
So I forgot to turn the other one off, but this video right here is providing information on the expectations of
I'm so excited
classrooms.
that you all are joining our team, and I just know that it's going to be a great year, despite our different start. But anyway, I wanted to introduce myself with just a few things. I did a little scavenger hunt at my house, just so you can get to know me a little bit better. And I look forward to our partnership this year. So first things first, my name is Jillian. I know the G throws it off, but it's not Gillian, Jillian. Aragine, you can say Aragine, say Aragine, it's all good. And just a couple things that are important to me are all the caffeine anymore, as well as lesson plans using PowerSchool curriculum. Your success criteria, meaning you will be successful when I can access digital tracking systems, I can see exemplar classroom models as well as an exemplar virtual classroom, and I can access PowerSchool curriculum and lesson plan templates and Google Drive folders. Okay, let's get started. So Canvas.
So again, Miss Arreguin is now having to perform another um, I went blank. Another position on PowerPoints on must haves in the classroom. So she is providing information to teachers to make sure that their classrooms are meeting the expectations that administrators have. And again, all this falls down from the executive director to the principals, to the teachers, to the instructional coach, to the teachers. So I think that Miss Arreguin as an instructional coach is magnificent. She provides a lot of information to the teachers. But one of her most important roles is providing feedback to administrators on the information and data that she's gathered from academic growth in the classroom. So that's one of the most important tools that she uses for the leadership role that she's playing, and then goes back to the leadership role of the administrators. So no, I had no clue, so I could say that I've really learned a lot from Miss Arreguin as far as her working with teachers and her using a teacher tracker and being able to facilitate, support, model, and informative and summative information provided back to the principals. Once all this intel's gathered, then they get together on a weekly basis again to be able to decide what's going to happen to teachers if they're not showing the growth, if they are showing the growth, which means that you have to make sure that you're observing teachers and providing all the resources necessary for them. This honestly helps a teacher um, make or implement changes in their teaching styles and approaches or strategies that they're using. So I just think that me working and discussing with Miss Arreguin her role at the campus is very important as an instructional coach. And a lot of the data that she has to go over is very significant to how the administrators are viewing the campus with growth. So I'm sure that a lot of the weight is on her to make sure that she is providing all this intel to the administrators.